Hello, and welcome to day 8 of the wonderful artist journey, and day 1 of week 2. So we're back with the webcam. Lovely. Didn't edit anything today, but today was Sunday. It was the day of rest, and figured I should be extra restful today because this whole first week was all about feeling safe and respecting your personal safety and boundaries and whatever and stuff, and I worked my butt off yesterday. So today I tried my hardest to actually kick back and do the things that I wanted to do. What? I'm not right crazy. Yeah, so I focused on today being totally, completely chill, like no pressure to be productive at all. Like, yes, I started reading the second chapter, which is very exciting, and I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, woke up super late. Well, not super late. It was like just a little bit past noon. Got myself a nice big breakfast, lunch, whatever, sort of. And yeah, chilled out. Did some housekeeping things, and I just listened to what I thought I needed, creatively and otherwise. I had to do my laundry, like some housekeeping chores, just little things to let yourself know that you care about yourself. Just reset before the week starts again. And it felt very rejuvenating, It actually felt like a restful day. And then I actually felt motivated to do some fun activities. I made banana bread, and I messed with the recipe, and I tried to make my own frosting glaze with honey and cinnamon and stuff. It's a little runny, the whole thing. I was one banana short, and some other things happened. I thought I memorized the recipe. I didn't, because I actually just looked at it for 5 minutes. It's good, it tastes good, but it's like this tall in the pan. It's just dense, got a little compressed. But delicious, so I'm still calling that a success. Did that, I set up my watercolor stuff, and I did a painting for fun, which was great. Although I already felt just a little bit of judgment towards myself, but just a little bit. Used to be a lot, so we're celebrating that. Speaking of, in terms of artistry, the artist's way, this wonderful book, the first week was about creating a sense of safety. The second week, which will be starting today, yesterday technically, because it is 12:23 a.m. It's alright though, because I have a later class tomorrow morning, so I can give myself 2 more hours of sleep than I usually would. But yeah, first week was all about that. Second week is about recovering a sense of creative identity, which I'm very excited about, because I think I'm pretty clear in what my, personal branding, creative voice, whatever is, but I also thought I didn't need to create a sense of safety for myself, and I realized pretty early on that I was actually wrong, and I was fooling myself. I was like, I don't need help. Meanwhile, I'm berating myself every day because I'm not productive enough. I'm not doing 5 tasks at once all the time. So that was like, whoa, okay. There's a much nicer way to live this life. And I'm finding it, and I think it's working. I meant to make a comic about that today, actually, but I didn't feel like it that much, so I didn't do it. What? So that might be a tomorrow thing. And also the vibes today were focused on just having fun, not really super deep reflecting stuff. That'll be a Monday thing after my classes, because I only have 1 class tomorrow, and it's 3D animation, which will be fun. Yes, so very excited for the sense of identity stuff. I started reading the chapter, and it wasn't what I expected. Granted, I was expecting kind of like an artist personality test, like, what colors do you gravitate towards? Or like, are you a fast painter or a slow painter? Or like, shallower questions. But it's already different than I thought. I don't totally remember it. I should reread it. I will reread it. Because I remember reading, like, every other sentence clocked me straight in the head. It's like the book had x-ray vision into my mind. So I felt very much like, okay, this is the natural next step. Because the first week was all about safety. I know I've said this 3 times already, but bear with me. It is late. So safety. So you feel, by the end of the week, ideally, safe enough to where your little inner creative spirit feels like they can come out a little bit. And then the second week is about reinforcing that safety and making sure that you listen to the inner voice, no matter how silly it sounds. Because, yeah, there was something saying that, like, every time you ignore your inner voice, you make yourself feel unseen, or you lose trust in yourself. And then it gets harder to hear the inner voice, which is very interesting, and it makes sense. Like, I've experienced that in my life, but I just haven't really thought about it that much. But, yeah, cool stuff. There were a couple other things that I wanted to do. Wanted to watch some more of a show, wanted to do some other things, but I didn't. And I actually feel okay about that. I felt like I made the most of today. I didn't spend every second wondering, ooh, should I have been doing this instead? Would that be more effective? Would that be more productive? Optimal, whatever. I didn't. And I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember the last time I felt like that. So, today it was a quiet victory. It was a very successful night, and I don't really feel that tired yet because I did sleep in so late. So I fully plan to not stay up and work more, but to sit in my bed and doodle and write and do anything I want until like 1, because I do still need sleep. So, very nice. Part of me is still very skeptical about all of this, because I'm very good at convincing myself of things, and if I want to pretend like I'm making progress in myself, I will convince myself that I am. But it's been a week. Gotta give it some time. I will see this through. I'll, at the very least, do all the work. I won't give up halfway through because I don't think it's working. Like, we're gonna do this. And we're doing this, too. It's not much, but I am already getting more comfortable with editing YouTube videos and just throwing stuff out there on the internet. I think I'm getting better at talking to a camera, hopefully. Still have some gaps in the sentences there. I guess most people just edit those out, but I want to leave it in there. You need some breathing room. It's like the gaps in between panels on comics. Gotta let things sink in, and we have to repair all of our decaying attention spans. So, the break time is as important for you as it is for me. And I started putting music in the background of these, so the dead space isn't as dead. So yeah, lots of progress, lots of little things. Next big challenge tomorrow is just figuring out a good time in my day where I can edit these every day. Because I'm already starting to slip on that because I counted on doing them before bed, but I go to bed late. I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, the thing to figure out. I won't have the answer right now, but I will later. And on that note, ooh, this is the longest I've talked. It's almost 10 minutes. Alright. Well then, stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow night for day 5. Oh, also, happy February! Yay! I'm considering, for like Valentine's Day, I'm considering making a comic for all like the people without romantic relationships. Like not a condolence comic or a pity comic or anything, but like a brighter side to things, because it's easy to let that get you down, but like there's good parts about that. I don't know. I'll see how I feel later as the day comes up, so I'll save the planning and stuff like that for morning pages and such. And I'm just talking now because I don't want to get out of my chair and brush my teeth and get actually ready for bed. This is procrastination, just a little bit. But I also do have things to say. And you know what? I'm getting more comfortable in front of the camera. There you go. Oh, and I realized about 3 days ago that my hair is now long enough for a tiny little ponytail. So that's been fun. I can finally use all my hair ties again. Since, yeah, I mean, in like a month or so, I'll be coming up on my 1-year anniversary of the big haircut. So that'll be fun. I'll have to do like a self-portrait for that day or something. Okay, that's it. That's the last thing I'm saying, for real. Good night.